Hi, this is ODFW down in Douglas County. We are trying to replicate the traditional turkey box provided by the Wild Turkey Federation. And this is the turkey box here. It's a traditional cardboard, waxed. It's usually good for 1 or 2 times. They're really not cleanable, and they're roughly $20 a box after shipping and handling. Here, and we're replicating them using corrugated plastic, 6mm, and this is roughly our finished product. We started out with a 4x8 sheet of plastic and just took the exact same format and translated it into plastic. Doing that, I take an old turkey box and just remove the staples so that you have the entire exploded version, and making sure that you're leaving this tab and everything. In making these the full-size turkey boxes, you end up having a 4 by 2.5 foot sheet that's left over. It looks like this. And instead of throwing this away, I figured that we could make a smaller box that could be utilized to put a single tom in, because we usually put toms by themselves anyway. So in that, I've copied the top half of this box here using this tab from here up to here. And that will give you a sheet that looks like this. Now, in order to create your box, it's going to take 2 of these extra sheets that you have. Just like this. They're cut just like the bigger boxes, folded, and I like to keep my creases on the outside, that way your folds are all correct. And I've kept my tab on the inside. All right, now, when we're making these boxes, we're taking our 2 identical sheets. I fold this over with the tab on the inside, just like this. I want to make sure that my edges are lined up. This is going to be your crease. And make sure my big sheets, this one and this one, line up and are square. Once I'm comfortable with that, I'm going to drill 4 holes here, 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 and here, and those are going to be rivet holes, and that's primarily just to hold the box in place while the glue sets. So now my holes are exactly where I want them. So I can explode my version this way. So this tab is going to be on the inside, just like we talked about earlier. The glue I'm using is Loctite PL Max Premium. You can really use any kind of strong adhesive that's going to work with this plastic. Just line it up on the holes there, and just one single bead seems to work. When this stuff is cured, it is very strong. Have our glue in place. I'm going to go ahead and use my 3/16 by 5/8 rivet. Put that through there. I can kind of find more hole on this side. And then I'm going to use my 3/16 backing plate on the back and then rivet it together. Just like that. And we'll go ahead and continue each and every one. I like to do the ends first and then finish with the middles. And the reason that we're doing the rivets is to save time, because before what I was doing is getting all my glue set and then stacking them with something heavy on top. And this saves time by being able to rivet the whole box together, and the rivets are holding the glue in place, and then you can just go box to box to box instead of having to stack halfway through your project. So our next step is using this high strength 3M adhesive spray. And then again, you can use any kind of adhesive spray that's gonna be strong enough. And I'm spraying every single seam. So you can see there's a seam on the back side of this. So I'm gonna take my spray. It doesn't take very much. And depending on the temperature of your environment, it'll take a different amount of time for this to become tacky. And that's what you're looking for, is you want it to be tacky before you put your tape on. Usually in a warm environment, by the time I'm done spraying all my seams, the first one that I sprayed is already becoming tacky. Now, just to reinforce the seams, we're using duct tape. This is Gorilla Tape. It's not the cheapest stuff out there, but it does seem to be very, very tough, and it is very sticky. And we have not had a single box fail yet. I'm just getting this right in the middle of my seam. And just like that. And then I mentioned that although we're using Gorilla Tape, I think any durable industrial strength duct tape would work just fine. Alright, so now that we have all this taped up, it's nice and firm, we're folding this over. We got our top fold here, we're going to crease it in. We'll press this down. We want to make sure that our box stays flat. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll use a heavy piece of material, like anything just laying around that's heavy, to keep this flat. Make sure that this is going to be lined up just right, and then I do the exact same thing I did on the other side. I'm going to drill 4 holes. My PL Max, putting it right along here. And again, this stuff dries super solid. We have not had a single box this whole season, between almost 400 birds and 25 boxes that have failed. So it's holding up pretty well. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm somewhat building my box. I'm going from the outside in, put my rivet through right there, find the hole on the other side. Again, the fold is on the inside of the box. Putting my 3/16 backing plate on the back side right there. And rivet away. All right, so now we have our completed box, or semi-completed box, that's taped and glued, put together. And first thing that I like to do is I like to tie a line between the 2 breather holes on the front of it with this number 42 tarred line. You can find it at LFS Incorporated Marine Supplies. It's just something we had around the office. We got a lot of it. It's fairly cheap. But yeah, just tie that. Anything that's gonna hold, doesn't have to be super tight. And then I tie another hole, drill another hole on the back side, just large enough for the tar line to fit through. And I put a fender washer in there and tie a hefty knot, and that'll keep that from coming through. And then on the end of that line, I tie any kind of cheap keychain clip, and this will allow us to fold our box up. Keychain clip, go around and attach to this, just like that. And this will keep a turkey in, and it's quick and easy to assemble. A completed tom box. It's a mini that I just went over. I'm just going to build it for you here real quick. So it's put together. Fold one side in, the two sides. Line goes up and over. The opposite side is exactly the same. You can see it's taped on the inside. We got our washer. This is a used box, and we were able to actually clean it pretty well on the inside. Doesn't matter which fold to go first. Fold that over. And you can see when I'm drilling out my hole, so I have my tether line on one side, and I've got both holes drilled on the other. That way you're opening it and closing it from the same side. These two birds ready? 1, 2, 3.